good morning or afternoon depending on when you see this video. So today is June 21st of 2023, and so welcome back to Nisi Learns to Tarot, and I am Nisi, of course, your hostess with the mostest. Head weirdo, lead dork, and goofball extraordinaire. Oh my gosh. You know what? That seems to be my trade line for this channel. Like, I think I've said it in every single one of my videos. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is I have a pretty good sized tarot deck haul to show you guys. I've actually got 7 decks to show you guys. One of them is an oracle, but they all came on the same day, and these are indie decks, okay? So, I mean, I didn't plan it this way. I did not plan this to happen this way, but it did, and yeah, so these are all indie decks, like I said. 2 of them came from Etsy, and I think 5 of them came from Tarot Stack. These are decks that I've had my eye on for quite a long time, you know, that I wanted to add to my collection, and I finally was able to do it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get the housekeeping stuff out of the way first. If you like my channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified of when I do upload. And also hit the like button. That is very, very helpful. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment and tell me what you guys think. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on with this. Now, like I said, they all came the same day. I didn't plan for that to happen, except for the Tarot Stack order. I had everything shipped all in one package, and there were 5 decks that came from there, and 2 of them came from Etsy. Let's go ahead and start with the Etsy ones. This first one is the Dream Visions Tarot. Okay. And it has a really, really nice box that goes with it. Okay, so this is an Etsy find, and I believe I saw this on Lisa's channel. I swear Lisa has like every deck in the world. I'm talking Lisa Papez. I swear she's got like every deck in the world. I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop I got this from. I will link everything below. I'll link Tarot Stack, and then I'll link the 2 Etsy shops that I shopped from, so you can check them out yourself. But anyway, here is the guidebook that comes with this. There are no images in here, but there are some nice explanations of all the cards. Okay, and this is definitely a different sort of deck. Okay, and you're going to see that as soon as I show this to you. So there are no spreads in here, but there's just, you know, it's like a little white book that has the explanation of all the cards. But it is a nice little book. Okay, so, and I love the box that this comes in. There's, you know, it closes magnetically, and it's just, it's such a great size that will fit on your shelf just beautifully. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and I love that. It doesn't have that extra real estate that so many companies have, and I really enjoy that. So this deck is edged in this beautiful purple. Here's the back of the cards. This is a beautiful deck. I mean, this is, I kid you not, this is such a beautiful deck. And you know what, like when I was picking the cloth to use for this video, like I kind of grabbed this really nice purple one because I haven't used it yet, but it matches. Like it pretty much, I mean, the purple is a slightly different shade, but it's, I mean, it looks really nice. It's like a dark purple with the foiling on the mat, or yeah, on the cloth. But I like it. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at some of these cards. I won't do walkthroughs of the I won't do total walkthroughs of the decks, but if in this video, because this is a haul, and we would be here for an age if I did actual walkthroughs of all the decks. But if you do want me to do a walkthrough of any of the decks, you know, complete walkthrough, let me know. I will do that. But I mean, the images on here just have this sort of, well, I mean, it is Dream Visions Tarot, so it is very, very dreamlike, very kind of otherworldly sort of thing. And the images are just very different. This is not your standard RWS, but I like that. You know, I like having different decks at my disposal. you know, that I can pick and choose from for, you know, for doing different kinds of work, you know, doing, you know, as the mood strikes me. The names of the cards are printed on the deck. It's very subtle, like it's not going to be printed in the same place, but like up here, you will see that this is the Two of Wands, okay? So sometimes you're going to see the printing like on the bottom in, like this is in white font, you know, white colored font. Sometimes it's going to be in black. Sometimes you're going to see the names of it being put this way. So some of the cards are kind of in terms of the name, it's in landscape. You got to put the card in landscape orientation to see the name on some of the cards, but each of the cards themselves are in portrait. But I mean, this is just such a different sort of deck. I like it. Like I said, I saw this on Lisa's channel, and I thought, you know, this would be such a cool deck for doing like dream work, you know, even shadow work too, because like the images are you know, very like abstract looking, and just definitely very kind of in that dream world that sometimes doesn't make any sense, if you know what I mean, like because I know a lot of our dreams can be very like disjointed and just, you know, way out of like proportion, and you know, sometimes they don't make much sense. But anyway, the Dream Visions Tarot, I like this deck. I am going to enjoy this deck for, you know, for doing different things. So yeah, that is the Dream Visions Tarot. And again, I will link that Etsy shop in the description if you want to check that out. I don't think this deck was particularly pricey. I want to say it was around like 50 or 60 bucks, which, and you get the little book included. But now you know, it is more than what you would pay for a mass market deck, but it wasn't like way up there in price like some of the decks are. So, this would be a good one to get, like if you, you know, if you want to get an indie deck, and you know, you may not have like say $99 to spend or whatever, this, you know, this would be something great to get. Okay, next we have, and let me go ahead and grab the next one. I'll do the Etsy ones first, and then I'll show the ones from Tarot Stack. So this one is the Prism Tarot, and I think this is from the 8th house. And this creator has quite a few different decks you can get, but this one really resonated with me. Again, I saw this on, I think it was Lisa's channel, and I think I might have seen it elsewhere too, but this one is quite interesting. This does not have a guidebook with it, but it has a lot of really nice keywords and sentences that you can take advantage of. Here is the inside of the box. Okay. There's some writing in there, which I'm not going to try to read. It's actually not in too bad of a font, but I still need to kind of get my glasses so I can get in there and see it. But yeah, I really like how this box looks, and it's, you know, one of those two-piece boxes with the thumb holes, which makes it really nice. Again, this doesn't have a guidebook because the creators, I think, wanted you to be able to use your own intuition. Plus, there's, you know, some very significant keywords and sentences and stuff on here. So here are the back of the cards, and it has the moon phases on it, which is really cool. Very, very beautiful. And it has silver gilding. Okay. Now, this gilding is quite nice. It's not the type of gilding where your cards are going to stick together like I have seen with so many decks. They did a really nice job on this gilding. It is a sparkly gilding, which I know some people don't like, some people do, but it's not, it doesn't seem to be the type of gilding that's going to like totally hurt my fingers. Like some of that gilding can, you know, is pretty sharp, but this seems like it's been done, this looks like it's been done very, very beautifully. Okay, so now we have the different colors that represents the suits. So these, let's see, let me get these the right way so we can see. The suits are changed into like element names. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So like this is Ace of Clouds, which is going to be your air suit. I think what would be called your swords. That would be your swords, okay? Ace of gems. Okay, and you can see that they have the different colors. Gems would be like your pentacles, or your coins, which would be your earth element. Ace of lightning. Okay, so this is going to be your wands or your fire element. Ace of raindrops. So this is going to be your cups or your water element. Okay, so do you kind of see how that works? And they don't have them in order in terms of like major arcana first and then the suits. They have it, they have your aces first, and then they have your twos. Okay, then they have, you know, all the threes here, but you see how it has the keywords on here. Okay, so for like say the 3 of lightning, you know, which is going to be your 3 of wands or your 3 of fire, you have the keywords. It says the journey. Okay, so you could take this right out of the box and do readings with this, and then you could go by the, you know, the colors. Like your, you know, like your fire has, you know, kind of like your reddish kind of suit, or your red color. The raindrops is blue. Okay, your clouds, you know, is a different color. Okay, and then your gems are green. Okay, so do you see that? Like, do you see how that works? So I mean, there's like your raindrops. I mean, do you see that? Like, or there's your clouds. I mean, I really like how this works, and I love that you know, I love that you can just take this right out of the box and start reading with these. I mean, this is just really cool. I can see myself using this deck a lot. I can see myself using this deck a lot. So like your 5 of raindrops, and you have this eye, okay? And so this is lost. Like, do you see the little eye here, and it's crying like tears, you know? I mean, this would be such an awesome deck to learn with. It does not follow the RWS because the artwork is different and the suits are changed. But I mean, this is a great deck. Okay, so now let's go and look at some of the major arcana. So you have the Fool, okay, and of course each one of them have the numbers up there very nicely. The font is very clear. So the Fool, like, you look on the card and it says take the leap. Okay, so you've got, you know, you've got this picture where you know, they're kind of preparing to, you know, to kind of take that leap of faith there. And so there's your key sentence, take the leap. So, you know, if you have like a general knowing of what the cards kind of mean anyway, I mean, this is just wonderful. This is a wonderful deck. This is going to become one of my favorite decks. I can see that right now. Okay, I mean, seriously. So like, you have, okay, so yeah, these cards really aren't in any particular order. Like, you got your major arcana, then it goes into the court cards, it looks like. So I mean, you got your, like, for example, your Master of Clouds, okay, and intellect. Okay, so you've got like a crown. So this is your king of your king of swords. And so, you know, intellect. So your swords is going to be like your mindset, like your headspace. Okay. And yeah, I mean, this is just really cool. I like this. I do. I like this a lot. I like this. I like this so much. The cards are changed a little bit. Like, you don't have the king, queen, or the, or the knight or the page. It's named a little bit differently. So you've got like your novice and oracle. You got like your master. I mean, this is just cool. I really like this. I do. I love this. Yeah. So I definitely can see this becoming a total favorite deck for me to use. you know, to do readings both on myself and like on my channel. I mean, this is just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful deck. I love this deck so much already. And I haven't even done any readings with it, but just, and when I got these in yesterday, which is when everything came in, when I got these in yesterday, I did take some time to kind of flip through the deck a little bit, but I did not take the cards out of the order that they came in because I wanted to do that to show you guys. But yeah, I love, you know what, like, I love this deck. So far, I really love this deck, and this is gonna, I just feel that this is gonna read so easily. Like, this deck is just gonna read like a dream. It really is. So this deck, I can't remember what the price was, but I will, as I said, the Etsy shop will be linked, and then you can kind of check it out yourself. I think it's another one that wasn't like terribly expensive in terms of pricing of indie decks, but it's gorgeous. And yeah, you don't get a guidebook, but you don't need one with this. You don't need a guidebook with this at all, not in the least. So I mean, this would be a great beginner deck if you want to, if you can, and you want to shell out a few more bucks to be able to get this, versus like, say, a mass market one. But it's awesome. I can't, can you tell I love this deck? Can you tell I love this deck? Oh my gosh, I adore this deck already. This deck is going to, I'm gonna get a lot out of this deck. I know that. Okay, moving onward to the decks that I got from Tarot Stack. And most of them are by Danielle Knoll, except with the exception of one of them. And I will show you that exception right now. And this is a deck that I think so many people are very familiar with. This is the Sasarai Bido Tarot. And I have had my eye on this for at least like the last couple of years. I've seen it on so many channels, and I've had my eye on it. There were times I was dying to get it. There were times I'm like, maybe later, maybe not, you know. And then like I was going through, yeah, I think I want to get this one. And so I finally got this one. Yeah, so I mean, we are all, I think, familiar with this deck, if we've been around like the tarot community for a while. And before I even made this channel, I'd watched tarot videos like on my other channel, my main channel, which is Nisi's Sanctuary, which is where I do like crafting, like coloring stuff, adult coloring books, journals, planners, you know, that kind of stuff. And I've had that channel for quite a long time, but I have gone in and watched tarot videos, like TarotTube on that, but I've been a silent sort of lurker. I've been a silent watcher, but I have seen this deck on so many channels, and so I you know, was kind of up in the air if I was actually going to get this deck at some point, but I pulled the trigger and I decided to go ahead and get it. So it does come with a little white book, which I'll show you. You know, it's not, you know, it's nothing like real major or anything, but it is a little white book. Okay, so it goes into it. I don't think it has any images in it. It just goes into tell you the meanings of the cards. It's just a general little, you know, little white book that you get. And it does have an image in the back that tells you about the creator. Okay, so you do get that. But anyway, let's go and look at the cards. I'll try to get through some of this a little bit faster because I know I kind of took my time with the last two, especially with that Prism Tarot. That one is a winner. I mean, they're all a winner. I love all the decks. Don't get me wrong. I love all the decks very, very much. I wouldn't have got them if I didn't. But I mean, that Prism Tarot is definitely going to be one that's that I feel that I'm going to be working with quite a bit. So anyway, let's go ahead and just look at some of these cards. Although we are very familiar with this, I don't think a walkthrough or anything is necessary. Here's the back of the deck. Okay, and it has gold gilding, but it's very nice gilding. It just seems like, you know, you guys tell me, okay, and the card stock is very nice. I didn't say anything about the card stock for the last two decks, but it's all the decks have very nice card stock, okay? And, you know, going back to the gilding, we'll just look at a few of the cards. Going back to the gilding, going back to the gilding, I feel like with indie decks, like it's nicer. Like the time I think is taken a little bit more with doing like gilding and things than maybe a mass market deck. But again, and I know this is kind of there's been like a lot of stuff going around, I guess, the community, and which I haven't really commented on, but you know, there's people that complain about the prices of indie decks and how, you know, they can't really access them very much, you know, because of the price. And I get that, I understand. For a long time, I did not get any indie decks, you know, for that very reason. I actually had a hard time justifying it to myself because, you know, I don't do tarot for a living. Like, I don't make any money at this. Like, anytime I get a deck, it's like out of my own pocket. And so I, you know, I was trying to figure out if, you know, if it would be worth me getting indie decks. And, but then I decided that, and I kind of went through this like when I started collecting fountain pens as well. I'm also a fountain pen collector. And so I started out just getting like sort of lower end fountain pens, you know, just, you know, I want pens to write with. And then I moved into like higher quality ones. Oh my gosh, like I did kind of flip through all these cards, but I started moving into like higher quality ones. And and my justification for that was, well, number one, I wanted to. And, you know, I figured, you know, what I spend my money on, you know, is my business. And if I want to collect like higher end products, and if I can afford them, like if I am blessed enough to be able to do that, then, you know, I'm certainly going to do it. And I do have, like with my fountain pens, I do have some, and I have a range of, like I still have a lot of my sort of starter pens. I'm just, instead of calling them like lower quality, I'm going to call them starter pens. And then, but I've also got a nice range of more higher end ones. And then I've also got ones that are like total collector's items, which will not be used. And, you know, I'm very much a collector by nature. Call it a collector / hoarder maybe, which, you know, sometimes those two words can kind of go hand in hand, and I admit it, like I totally admit it. But, you know, I do have a collector's nature. I do have a collector's heart by nature, and I'm getting that way with my decks too. Maybe one of these days I might try to make money at doing tarot readings, but I feel like I need to get more confident with the cards before I feel that I can do that. Lisa's courses, like Lisa Pepez, her courses are so helpful, you know, big plug for Lisa. Yep, big plug for Lisa. I love Lisa, oh my gosh. But yeah, her courses are just really, really helpful. And I figure, you know, by the time I am done with her courses and I practice, like, you know, because I practice on myself a lot. Like I do readings on myself a lot. But I don't speak it aloud. Like I'll do the reading, I'll take a picture of the spread of the cards, and then I will go and write it up like in my journal. But I feel that I need to like practice more, like doing readings on my channel, which I will do. And that's a bit of a different animal, because like, you know, I feel like I could articulate better, like when I write. I'm a good writer. Like I enjoy writing fiction. And so I do better with writing than I do with, like, say, speaking, I guess. I mean, I'm not that bad of a speaker, but I notice that sometimes I say a lot. And so when I go edit my videos, I will edit that out a bit. But doing readings, like when you're kind of when you still consider yourself a novice, like especially if you're speaking the reading aloud instead of just writing it up, it's a totally different animal than like writing it up. And I'm going to go off on a tangent here, guys, but I know some people, when they do tarot readings, they do it by email. They'll ask you, like they'll have you, you know, book your time or whatever. And instead of doing like a video or something, they will do it by email. They'll actually write up your reading and Some of them will show you the cards. Some of them will tell you the decks. Some won't. Like I actually had my very first tarot reading I ever actually had done, and I'll get into that in another video. She offered one for me for free, and this was like on my Nisi's Sanctuary channel, my main channel. She offered a reading for me for free in exchange for a shout out on my channel, because I think she's trying to grow her Instagram. And so what happened with that was I provided her the information she asked for, and she did a general reading for me, but I don't know the deck she used. I don't know the spread she used or what the cards were. Like she just kind of wrote up like what she saw, like when she did the reading. And I know some people don't care, like, you know, some people who really don't know much about tarot, they won't care like what the deck was. They won't care what spread it was. But like I know something about tarot, and I wish I would have known like what the cards were that she drew, and what the deck was, and what the spread was, and such. But yeah, so that's another that's an interesting topic to talk about, like in a video, which I will definitely do. Oh my gosh, like I go off on these wild tangents, you guys. I do. Yeah, I was talking about indie decks and pricing, and yeah, some people got a gripe about like how much they are, and I can see both sides of it. However, the bottom line is, you know, decks are not cheap to put out, and the bottom line is it's artwork. Like it's artwork that an artist has taken their time, their effort, their blood, sweat, and tears into doing that artwork. And so, I mean, they can price it at whatever the hell they want to price it at, and that's their choice. That is their prerogative. That's their choice. And you can either like it and get the deck if you can. You know, if you can. I'm not saying that everybody can, because, you know, everybody's circumstances are different, and I'm blessed to be able to get decks, you know, indie decks if I want to get them. But number two, if you don't like the price, and if you got a problem with that, then, you know, don't get the deck. But, you know, don't sit there and moan and groan and bitch, because, you know, it's up to the artist. I mean, the artist can price it at whatever they want, and you may not agree with it. You may not like it, but it is their choice, and it's their sandbox, basically. You know, it's their store, it's their sandbox, it's their dictatorship. And, you know, you can either like it and fall into line and decide to get that deck if you so choose, or, you know, not like it and just and walk away. You know, nobody's taking a gun to your head and forcing you to, you know, to get that high priced deck. Anyway, that is my 2 cents worth, and I'm gonna. This is an interesting topic of discussion. I'm gonna actually, you know, oh my gosh. And I'm kind of in an awkward place, because like I'm new to actually being a tarot tuber, and so I, you know, how do I put this? I was up in the air about expressing different opinions on different subjects, but the bottom line is, like, I got an opinion like everybody else, and I can express it. And I will try to do it in such a way that hopefully I won't get a lot of backlash, you know, because I'll try to express it and in a way to address like both sides of it. And yeah, so you're going to see like opinionated topics on my channel as well. Yeah, in terms of, you know, certain things. Anyway, onward. I'm talkative today, you guys. I really am. I'm talkative today. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the other decks, and I believe the rest of these are going to be Danielle Knoll decks. Our next deck is going to be the Moonchild Tarot. And again, I have seen this on a lot of different channels, and I wanted to get this for quite a long time. Like again, this is like all these decks I've kind of had my eye on for a long time, but I just hadn't pulled the trigger until now, because I didn't know if I could justify, again, I just didn't know if I could justify myself getting into indie decks, just because of the price. Not that the decks aren't beautiful. They are gorgeous, but just for a long time, I had a hard time justifying getting indie decks, just because of the higher pricing. And I get it. you know, I get it, I understand. But I decided that, you know, what the heck, if I can, and if I like the deck well enough, and if I think about it enough, you know, I don't want to just like, you know, pull the trigger on impulse. But you know, to be fair, I have had my eye on a lot of these decks for at least a couple of years, you know, before I even thought about pulling the trigger. And I thought, you know, life is just too short, and I am blessed enough to be able to do it if I want to, within reason, of course. You know, within reason. I don't want to, and again, that's another topic of discussion, is, you know, is using money that you need to live on to indulge in your hobby. You know, that's another thing, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But suffice it to say, I was able to get these decks, and so I took advantage of it. Anyway, we have a very, very nice guidebook to go along with this, and it is a very, very colorful guidebook. I like this book. It's really thick. Can you guys see how thick it is? I like this book. And it has it's divided up into the different sections. You've got like your introductory material that kind of talks about the deck and the moon cycles and stuff. Like this is, it talks a lot about the moon. It looks like you get some different spreads. I haven't really taken the time to look at this book very much. I need to really sit down with this and look at it, but you do get some spread ideas, it looks like. It talks about the deck, it talks about the artist, it talks about, like, it gives you some reading material on the major and minor arcana, and then you get into the cards. Like, you do get an explanation, like here's the photo of the card there, and then you do get a nice little write-up of what the card means, and you get some what do you call it, you get some keywords, and then you get like the moon cycle, it looks like, that this card would kind of go along with. And it looks like you get a 2-page spread for each card, at least in the, yeah, it looks like you get a 2-page spread for each card, even with the minors. So then you get into the next section, and it talks about lunar magic. Okay, so you get some really nice information on working with the moon, with the tarot. I mean, this is just really, really, really cool. So this is definitely something worth sitting down to peruse at in great detail. And yeah, this looks like a really, really thought out, wonderful, wonderful guidebook. All right, guys, there's the guidebook with it. I'm going on about the guidebook, and I haven't shown the cards. Oh my gosh. Like, sometimes I just get so talkative, you guys. All right, so here are the cards. Now these are some chunky cards. This is some good size cards. This looks like a kind of an oracle size deck, but it's really nice. So here's the back of the cards. You get some really, really beautiful foiling, okay? You get this really nice kind of gold gilding, but it's not like the shiny gilding. It's like that sort of matte kind of gilding that that you see on some of the decks. I think my last unicorn deck had something like this, and I really like this kind of gilding. It's just, it's not like in your face, and it's not gonna like hurt your hands or anything like that. So it's nice. And then here are here's I'll show you some of the cards. So on the cards, on each of the cards, you have the name of the card on the bottom, which I love. I really like that. It does have a border on the bottom, you know, where you can read the name of the cards very easily. I like that. I'm the type of person that I like names on my cards, you know, for the most part. But I like it in a way that it's not going to like scream at you more than the image does. And the imagery on here is just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I just, oh my gosh, like I have had my eye on this deck for so long. So long. And so this is a deck that I am going to have to really study. Yeah, this is a deck that I'm really going to have to study, because this kind of looks like it may have a bit of a learning curve, but it would be so well worth it. It's such a beautiful, 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 beautiful deck. Yeah, so I mean, Danielle Knowles' artwork is gorgeous. Like I just like all the decks that I've seen on, and I haven't owned any myself up to this point. But all the decks of hers that I have seen on other people's channels, like when they did the walkthroughs. It's gorgeous. I mean, her art is just so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I keep gravitating to this one card. This is the Four of Swords. Yeah, like when I kind of fan through the deck a little bit, this is the one that kind of keeps coming up at me. Like, do you guys ever do that? Like you kind of fan through a deck a couple of times and then you kind of stop on one card where it kind of always wants to pop out at you. Yeah, so anyway, that is the Moonchild Tarot. I like this one. And this is the standard version. I do believe that there is another edition, another version where I guess it's what I call dark mode, you know, I guess to resemble the dark moon. But this is the standard edition. I don't have the dark edition yet. I may or may not get that one. I don't know. I'm up in the air about that. But I love this one so far. From what I can see, I love this one. And this is going to be one that I'm going to have to just really, really take out and study and just kind of spend, you know, a good deal of time with, you know, maybe do some journaling with it. Yeah, so very, very nice deck. Beautiful book to go along with it. Beautiful, beautiful thick book. Beautiful thick book. Okay. So this is our standard edition Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. Gorgeous deck. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Yep. All right. Next, we got the... Okay, I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna save that one for last because that's the Oracle deck. So we've got the Starchild Tarot, and this one is, now I got two versions of the Starchild Tarot, and let me show you what I mean. So I got the standard edition as well as the Akashic edition, okay? So I think this one is the Akashic and this one is the standard. So you can kind of see that the cards are going to be different sizes, like the boxes are different sizes. But let's go ahead and take a look at, I believe it's the standard one first. The bigger deck is going to be the standard Starchild Tarot, again by Danielle Noel, okay? Let's look at this. So you open the box. This is a gorgeous box too, and it says, "We are all stardust." Isn't that pretty? Pretty on the inside. And so now when I got these decks, they did come with like a little plastic sort of band around them to hold the cards together. I took that off because, like I said, I went through and I kind of did like a little flip through of the cards for myself, but I did not take them out of order. This one also comes with a very, very nice guidebook, as we can see. It's pretty thick. It's not as thick as what the Moonchild Tarot is, but that's okay. It's still a very nice guidebook. You get, it looks like you get a 2-page spread for each card. And of course you got some info on the deck itself, the artist, I guess caring for your deck, just some different information in here. So yeah, 2-page spread for each card. Okay. It looks like it is not in color from what I can tell. So this is sort of a black and white book, but you do get a lot of information in here about, you know, about the cards and about the suits and stuff. So I mean, it is packed with a lot of really, really good information. So it's definitely worth taking a look at. And I'm a big proponent of using your guidebooks. I know some people don't like to, and you know, again, different strokes for different folks. But I'm a big proponent of looking at the guidebook because each person interprets the cards differently, and I like seeing what the artist has to say about the cards and their take on it. Yeah, so anyway, here is the back of these cards. Okay, very, very pretty. Okay, and it also has this really nice sort of matte style gilding in gold. I like it, I like it, I like it. And now this does have, these cards do have a slight border to them, and we'll just look at a few of the cards, but it's not bad. I mean, it looks like it kind of reminds me of like a Polaroid effect. Each of the cards has the name on it on the bottom in very, very nice font. I like how these cards are labeled. I do. I love how these cards are labeled. And this is so pretty. This is very pretty. It's very soft. It's very soft, very muted. it has kind of a like quiet sort of energy to me, but it is a really, really gorgeous deck. Very gorgeous deck. So I just like having a lot of different style decks at my disposal. I'm very eclectic in nature in my decks, and I like that because then I have a lot of options open to me. Yeah, it can be, you know, sometimes it can be hard to choose a deck. It can be, you know, when you have a lot of choices. Like there's pros and cons to having a lot of choices, options at your disposal. But for myself, I like having a lot of options because it gives me a chance to work with many like different decks depending on what my reading is about, or what my mood is, or my energy for that day. But again, gorgeous, gorgeous deck as always. Okay, so that is the standard version of the Star Child Tarot. Okay, which I'm sure that we are all pretty familiar with. These decks have been around for a while, I'm thinking. So this is the standard. Okay, now the next one is going to be the Akashic version. And this is a smaller size deck. It's still got like all 78 cards and such. And yeah, but this is a little different. So the Akashic, okay, so this is, again, this is what the inside of the box looks like. Again, we are all stardust. Okay, so this I think is like, I'm kind of doing, you know, quite a bit of research like on the Akashic records, like what they are. Like I hadn't heard of them until like, you know, fairly recently. But I don't think this one has a guidebook. Does this have a guidebook? I don't think so. I think if you have like the regular Star Child Tarot, you can use the book for that. Yeah, I don't see a guidebook in here. Oh, maybe I do. Wait a minute. Hang on. Hold the phone. Ah! Hold the phone. I'm going, wait a minute. I am missing something, but let me show you. It does have a guidebook, but it came, it did come with the package, but it is bigger, so it will not fit into the box. It's a bigger guidebook. So as you can see, this one is quite a bit more involved. You do get, I think they do give you some spread ideas in here. Again, this is also by Danielle Noel. So this deck is focused, I think, on accessing the Akashic records, like when you're, you know, when you're trying to work with that kind of energy and that kind of like meditation. Again, I'm very new to the concept of the Akashic records, but I find it very intriguing. And I swear, like one time I was almost there. Like I was doing a guided meditation, and I swear like I was almost there, but I didn't quite make it because I got interrupted. Ugh, I got interrupted. I hate when that happens. Like I get involved in doing something and I get interrupted. Like my husband sometimes thinks that I have to drop everything I'm doing to comment on something that he, you know, wants to talk to me about. So it's, yeah, I did get interrupted, but I swear one time I was almost there. Yeah. Anyway, this deck I think is really helpful if you're, well, obviously if you're trying to access the Akashic records. I need to look at this guidebook a lot very closely, and just kind of see how to operate this deck, because the artwork is a little bit different in this deck. Let me show you what I mean. Again, it has here's the back of the cards. I'll show you that. Okay. And then also you get this looks like more of a more of a rose gold sort of gilding. It's very beautiful, very different. It's not that's again, it's that matte sort of gilding that we saw on the other decks. This is more of a rose gold color. But again, the cards, the names of the cards are on the bottoms. Okay. just like the other decks. And this deck is a standard tarot size. It looks like the cardstock is very, very nice, but the artwork is a bit different than on the standard version of this deck, or the standard version of the Star Child Tarot. So this is definitely like very kind of dreamlike, sort of soft, kind of like very mystical, because you're kind of the Akashic records, like accessing that, like you're traveling, like you're astral projecting, you're traveling to get there. And so you know this definitely sets the mood to to get yourself there. And I know people have done like readings, before they kind of go into that meditation, which kind of help. So yeah, I mean, this is just, this is also very, very pretty. This is also very pretty. I don't know that I've seen a walkthrough of this deck on anyone's channel. I don't think I have, but when I was shopping on Tarot Stack and saw the Star Child Tarot and the Moonchild Tarot, and I was looking at images of this and reading about it, and I'm going, that is really interesting, and it sounds like it's something that would be very helpful to me in my work, like when I want to, try to, again, access the Akashic records. I swear that one time I was almost there, guys. Oh, yeah, I was almost there. I swear I was. And yeah, I was going through a guided meditation on a video that someone had put up on YouTube, and I swear I was almost there. And then, so yeah, not happy about that, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going off on my tangents, aren't I? Oh, anyway, gorgeous deck, gorgeous deck. That is the Star Child Tarot, the Akashic version. Yeah, so I have both the standard and the Akashic version. I think there is probably another version of this too, but I'm not sure. Sometimes a particular deck will have different editions, which is really cool. All right, so now the last deck that I will show is an Oracle, okay? And this is also by Danielle Knoll. This is the Ocean Dreams Oracle. Yeah, I've had my eye on this for ages, and so I pulled the trigger to get this. And I love ocean decks. Like, I love mermaid decks. I love ocean decks. And I'll make another video on why I kind of feel like I identify a lot with like water type magic, like with the water element. Not that I'm an especially great swimmer, but I will talk about why I tend to love that element. All right, so we have the guidebook. Here is the guidebook, and it's pretty thick, as we can see, and it's really pretty. It's very, very pretty. You have a 2-page spread per card. And I'm not sure how many cards are in this Oracle, but you could use this along with, there's definitely different tarot decks that you could use this along with, like, like I've noticed with Danielle's artwork, her artwork is very, very soft, very muted colors, but you could still use this with a mermaid deck, tarot deck if you want to, or, like an oceanic kind of water-like tarot deck, if you want to. Yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and look at some of these cards. Here's the back of it. I mean, just so pretty, so pretty, so pretty, just so soft. Like these colors, like this, her decks just, like, they're just so gentle to me in nature. They're soft, they're just, the energy just has this ethereal quality about them. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, this ethereal quality. So it is a pretty thick deck. It does not have any kind of edging that I can see, but it does match up with the colors. Yeah. So we have, now this is an Oracle, so like we have, here's the Akashic Waters. I'm not going to go through them all, because I think that we have all seen this deck before. We've all seen this deck before. And so I think there's probably quite a few walkthroughs of this on different channels. I think Lisa did a walkthrough of this as well on her channel, because I think she has this deck. Yeah, I think I saw Lisa's, and I saw a few other previews, walkthroughs, whatever, of this deck. Okay, like this one here. Oh, this is so pretty. This is like Rite of Passage. So, I mean, I almost kind of feel like you could use this like with the Star Child Akashic Tarot, because like look at the, you know, look at the door, like Rite of Passage, like you're going through, like you're swimming through this, you know, you got your ocean here, and then you're swimming through this door to get to this like other place, like this other world. Like, I mean, it's, oh my gosh, like it kind of looks like you're almost swimming into like outer space, you know, kind of like you see the moon there. But I mean, it's so pretty. It's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. This deck is, all of these decks are just beautiful. They really are. These decks are so beautiful. Okay, so this this one here is Sovereignty. Okay, so the cards are in alphabetical order, as most oracles are. When you get an oracle, they are most of the time in alphabetical order. So this is the Abyss. Ooh, okay. So you can certainly use the guidebook, but like there's a lot of you know, words on here that, and with the pictures, like you could do a lot of intuitive readings with this. Like you kind of see that this is like the Abyss. You're kind of falling like into a you know, you don't know where this is going to go, but you're going to fall into it, and it's not exactly going to be very pretty. You kind of see how the skies are gray and that, but yeah. So, and like here is, like for example, this is the Calling. So you're kind of, like you're kind of going like out of your body, you know, to answer this call. Like say, you know, one of the ascended masters or your spirit guide is you know, you realize that you have this calling, and you're asking your guides to kind of help you figure it out. And so you're kind of like traveling, like you're going into this place to get more information on what this calling means. You're meditating, you're maybe traveling. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much. I love this. Okay, this is the Source. So this is like your divine power, and you see the light kind of surrounding this figure. They're holding out the hand, as if like taking the entire like universe in, you know, like the Source. I am the universe. I'm holding my hand out to you and welcome. Oh my gosh, like, oh, I want to do a reading with this deck so bad. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this haul. I love everything in this haul, you guys. But this is the last deck I got, okay? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I have become a big fan of Danielle Knoll. Yes, I have become a huge fan of hers now. And like I said, this is the first time that I have gotten any of her decks. I've never had any of her decks before, and now I have several. I do. I have several of them now. Oh, just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, that is everything. So let us just recap. Let us just recap on this. Okay, so put everything back in the box. Let's just recap on what we got. We have the, we've got the Prism Tarot, the Dream Visions Tarot, both came from Etsy. Then from Tarot Stack, we got the Sasarai Bito Tarot. Some people like can never say like Sasarai Bito, and it took me a long time to be able to do it too. And so some people call it like Sassy Burrito, and that's kind of what I had in my mind, like when I was trying to do the name of it, like Sasarai Burrito. Sassy Burrito. Oh my gosh. Sasarai Bito Tarot. And then the Danielle Knoll decks. This is the Oracle. This is the Ocean Dreams. And then we've got the guidebook for the Akashic. Here's the Akashic Starchild Tarot with the guidebook. Then we have the Starchild Standard Edition. Here, let's put them this way. Starchild Standard Edition. And then the Moonchild Standard Edition. And again, these are all indie decks. Yeah, I feel so blessed, so blessed to be able to have gotten these. I am so blessed. And I'm thrilled. I am just so thrilled. I mean, this just, oh my gosh, this made my day. This absolutely made my day, you guys. So anyway, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved filming this for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed filming it. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and we're going to come back to you with our next video. We're going to do some tarot tags coming up. I'm going to do some sort of very opinionated videos, so be prepared for that, you guys. Yes, and I hope I don't get a lynch mob after me, but we're gonna, and I'm gonna try to, I am gonna, you know, I like to be, you know, I try to say it in a civilized manner. I try to, you know, take everyone's opinions into consideration. Yeah, but anyway, I do have my 2 cents worth about things that I'm gonna say. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video here, and I'm gonna quit being talkative. Oh my gosh, I've gone on so many tangents. But you guys have an awesome day. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay safe, keep cool. And we will talk to you guys in the next video. As always, sending lots and lots and lots of love. All right, bye everyone.